Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. Today, we are talking about Jack and Lilly Sullivan out of Pictou County, Tennessee, Nova Scotia, very far away from Tennessee. Oh, God, something happened. 1 second, y'all. As I go live, my camera fails. 1 second. Apologize. Do apologize for this. Not a good start. It says it should be working. I don't understand. Okay. Okay. Maybe. Oh, there it went. 1 second. I got to change the battery. Battery is changed. Got to reset. 1 second, guys. I'm so sorry. Probably should have not went live. We are back and we're going to get it started. Let's go.
Coming in clutch, better tighten the pearls. Dropping cold facts, got the truth for the world. No smoke, no fluff, just the real that we trust. Hold on to your seat, cause I'm coming in clutch. Coming in clutch.
Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. You could have chosen to be anywhere on YouTube. You have a lot of options, anywhere on the internet, anywhere in the world, and you chose to be right here. I know your time is very valuable, and I do appreciate you spending some time with me. Today is September 27th, 2025. It is currently 11:44 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. Sorry about the technical troubles. Do I sound okay? Do I sound okay? Testing, testing, testing. Papa, can you hear me? Papa, can you see me? Yeah, it's there's some stuff going down in North Carolina right now. There certainly is. Sounds great. Okay. I don't feel like it sounds great, but anywho, here we go. All right, guys, we are talking about Jack and Lilly Sullivan. For those of you that are still awake with me, I said I was going to be live much earlier, and I wasn't. So apologize to the replay crew. I know a lot of people went to bed. Okay, Roxy, then that's what we should sound like. um, Lots of things going on in the Jack and Lilly Sullivan case. I was talking to one of our fellow mods and creator who is on Jack and Lilly Sullivan's case, Miss Daphne. We were talking today, and for anybody that watches, I'll just say this, that if they know where Jack and Lilly Sullivan is, it's too late. It's already been reported. Okay. So no sense in doing anything now, right? If this is anything. Oh, thank you, Mick. Thank you, baby. Good to see you. Appreciate you very much. Really do appreciate you, my dear. So good to see you. Let me see if I can if I do it like this, will it mess it up? Let me see. Let's see if that'll mess it up or not. Let me see here. That might be a little bit better. We'll give it a whirl. Okay. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you so much, Mick. Really do appreciate you, my dear. Very, very much. Hey, Shannon, Graham, Sherry, Linda, Marlena, Wolf, Anne, Sue, Kylie, Shelby, Sarah, Bo, 501 Dime, Wolf, Just Me, Bubbly Beth, Kate U, Sharon, Bo, Callie, Panda Bear, Marie, Diesel, Linda B, Roxy, Kelly, Deborah, Lisa, Chuchi. I like to say that Chuchi. Joanne, good to see you, babes. Good to see you all. I'm going to play a little bit of our friend Daphne's. And by the way, I did find that thing that I was looking for last night, and I believe y'all were right, but I've got some of it here I don't remember hearing in the other place, so I'm going to play that as well. I've been you guys just don't even know how much time I spent behind the scenes on this case. Just literally everything I go. So, well, that's what we're going to talk about. Just going through, we'll say, a person's old files, shall we say, and just particular places individuals like to look at. You got me? And I will let Daphne explain it. She does a much better job than I will, probably. So yeah, hopefully Daphne and I are going to maybe tomorrow or the next couple days. We're going to do a stream together as well. Oh, Miss Joyous, thank you, sweeties. I got a question. Could y'all hear the applause right now? Could y'all hear the applause? You received one of those pearl necklaces. Make sure you give our beautiful, beautiful, Joyous a big, big thank you. You could? Okay. Thank you. I just want to make sure y'all could hear that. All right. So I'm testing some stuff around right now. So okay, here we go. Let's get it started.
My channel, everybody. I hope you're having a wonderful weekend. I want to get straight to the point to what this video is going to be about. We are going to be going over one of Daniel's fishing spots. And I found out exactly where this fishing hole is that he liked to go to. It's only 11 miles away, right up to 289. So we're going to get into that in just a second. But what I'm showing you here on the screen, this is the area where the RCMP searched for Jack and Lilly. I'm going to show you something in just a moment. So you have New Larrig, you have Gordon Summit. This is Lansdowne Station, okay? And then down here would be going towards like Sheep Herders Junction, but it's out of that. It's out of this perimeter here. So I'm going to go to my maps right here. And I'm going to show you something. So if you remember what we were just looking at, the New Larrig was at the top of our map. I'm going to show you. New Larrig.
Listen to this really carefully.
New Larrig. So this was just at the top. So the area that I'm going to be talking about was probably not searched by the RCMP. It probably was not. But if I was the RCMP, I would definitely check this area out. Now, I'm not insinuating anything, but I would definitely cross every T, dot all I's to find Jack and Lilly. Now, before we go onto the other page, because you're really going to want to see this.
You're going to want to see what's next.
Make sure you are subscribed and check those notifications. So when I post these random videos, you guys are notified when I upload. Now, let's get started. I also want to say thank you to all my new members. I appreciate each and every one of you. You guys are amazing. Okay, I want you to take a look at this. Check out this
Look at
view.
this.
Do you know where this is? I'll just let you guess for a minute. Well, if you live in Nova Scotia.
Well, isn't this a beautiful location? They have already been notified. Yes. This and other things, but yes, they've been notified. Daphne will tell you in this. Is that the waterfall? Don't know. Things I can say, some things I can't. But beautiful, isn't it? Beautiful Pictou County.
Scotia, you probably know where this is at. It's in Pictou County, actually. It's called Millbrook Falls. I'm going to tell you a little story here. So, you know how I go searching, deep diving into these cases, and I have just, Lilly and Jack, they really are on my mind a lot. And I'm sure they're on your mind as well. Just constantly thinking. Even at night before I go to bed, I think about it as well. I don't know. Some may call that obsession, but I feel that when
I'm obsessed. I'm fine with
when something isn't right, or it's just there. Like, I know the answer is there. It's just following the clues to get there. And I'm pretty good at puzzles, pretty good at putting things together. And nothing is a coincidence in a missing children's case. There's no coincidences. And I'm sure you can agree with me on that. So today I was doing a little bit of research, and I'm not gonna, maybe I will. So this is a place where Daniel likes to fish. He catches
look here.
small.
This is from 8 years ago. This is from 8 years ago. And there's other places. I just really can't say. We just, can't say. But I think it's really important right now because the RCMP is out there with dogs the next few weeks to several weeks, is what they have said. And yes, there is a cemetery out here. There is. Yeah.
Trout here in this area. And it's not too far from their house. So if you're leaving from the Gerlach Road home, it only takes about 11 minutes to get there, which is the fastest route, which is what I'm showing you here. Go up the 289, going away from the Lansdowne Road where Earl, Janie, and her brother have property, where the boot print, where the blanket was located. So if you go up this road here, like you're following the road that Malaya, Daniel, Jack and Lily, and Meadow took the day they went shopping. But turn off here and go up this road. There is a cemetery here. It's Millbrook Cemetery. There's a Millbrook Country Club over here as well. But you wouldn't go towards the country club. There's too many people there. You would turn here.
Linda, you having a biopsy done tomorrow? January 1. Oh, my camera's on. 1,000,000%. In my opinion. Yes. Yes. Daniel thinks they're planted even. Daniel says that.
And you would be at the place of the Millbrook.
You changed your picture,
Waterfalls.
baby kisses.
So this is the Millbrook Waterfalls here. Isn't it beautiful? It kind of reminds me of some waterfalls by
Is it
where
close
I
to the
live.
reservation? A reservation?
So I was reading Daniel's comment, and he said there wasn't too much water there in his comment. There used to be more water here. I need to think of that comment that he said, there's more water than mud. Well, there's water and there's mud here. And it also made me think of Janie. How Janie, she was going to say Meadow, but she actually said Brook first and then corrected herself. And then she talked about her property, her other property, not the 2.2 acres she lives on, where Jack and Lily live.
The 7 acres.
But her other property that she has on the Lansdowne Road around the corner. And she says there's no water source on it. There's no ocean or brook on there. And then if you remember when she was talking about, somebody had asked her a question on the voice messages. They said, do you live on a dirt road? She goes, no, I don't live on a dirt road. I live on the 289. And she started going through all the little towns and stuff that the 289 goes through. Okay. All the little towns that the 289 goes through. Remember we were talking about the Sheep Herders Junction? Because it has a small waterfall, like the one that I just showed you, the Millbrook Falls. And it was right out of the search perimeter. And I believe this is too. It's just right out of the search perimeter. Now, how Janie kept explaining, it goes through Eastville, it goes through Upper Stewiacke, it goes through...
1 second, let me look at something. Okay. So it's close to Rockland. Let me see something here.
Now, how Janie kept explaining, it goes through Eastville, it goes through Upper Stewiacke, it goes through Musquodoboit, it goes through, and she kept saying the towns, and then she ended with Brookfield. And like I just said, there's no coincidences in these missing children's cases, guys. There's none. There's never any coincidences. But what do you think about this? What do you think about this? LOL. Did the falls ever change? Now, not much water there, but I caught a couple of small trout. There's still more water than mud. Maybe this would be a good place for the RCMP to search. What do you guys think? Have they searched here already with the cadaver dogs? I don't know. But I would definitely search this area.
Churro.
And like I said, I'm not insinuating anything. But in my opinion, if something did happen to the children from the parents, it would be the children would be in a sentimental area, a place that
Well, I don't know about sentimental. I don't know about sentimental, but I can tell you, if someone is placed somewhere, almost always they are placed in a place where the individual knows. It's not true. I can't pronounce it. Truro. Okay. So moving on here. Moving on. I want to. Should I do this first or not? Let me see here. All right. You guys remember we've talked endlessly about the blanket because it's so important. And Daniel now says he believes the blanket is planted. I cannot wait until he does his interview coming up. I hope legitimate questions are asked. I really do, because they're so needed. And I was just going back through some very interesting things about what Mr. Mathtel has said. And I didn't know, I couldn't remember if the blanket was found the first day or the second day. The second day. Still asking who is Godfather? Like Godfather or stepfather? And he would have. Right. You would think January. You would think so. So Ron saying that Daniel took his picture. Well, that tells me that Ron also, yes, he does fishing as well. Sure does. Yep. Absolutely. Hey, Bubby. Good to see you, baby. Thank you so very much on your 5-month anniversary. I could say, aw, thank you. You're very, very sweet. You're awesome. 100% Justin, especially the dedication you put toward these missing cases. Thank you so much, Bubby. Appreciate you, my dear. So good to see you. Thank you for staying up late with us. Any news on the mother and child found in Alabama? There's still not been an arrest. I think they're just waiting. How you doing? Good to see you. You can get brook trout in small brook. Well, Daniel talks about how he's lived there 2 decades and all of that. You guys remember the radio over the radio. Family, quote, family brought us to a location. Family brought us to a location. They're not far away, that there's a piece of a blanket which the mother says she believes belongs to her daughter just off the road here, end quote. An official said over the radio. Now, Malaya instantly said that she, the way this reads, and it's quoted, says almost instantly that that was Lilly's. Why did Daniel say no? He's the one who threw the fucking thing away. Threw it away. Thank you, Miss Sue. Good to see you, my dear. Thank you so much, my love. Appreciate you. Good to see you, Miss Sue. Thank you for your support, my love. Appreciate you very much, Miss Sue. Well, where Daniel was, he said the water. Them. Well, that's possible. That's possible. I personally believe they're at least near water. Right. We call them speckled trout as well. All right. Daniel says right here under this article, he always says this when it came to the blanket, quote, there is more evidence than what the public knows, but I can't elaborate on any of that, says Martell. RCMP, have you asked Daniel about why he always says that? Because I know the RCMP is not going to tell Daniel, Malaya, Janie, any of them any more than they're going to tell us publicly. They're just not. Until you are 100% cleared, it's not going to happen. They have not been cleared, despite what people say. Nobody has been cleared. Nobody's been named a person of interest. Nobody's been named a suspect. Right? Is to tell Malaya that he wants to be the man under the waterfall had more significance. Well, he says she'll know what that means, when they first got together. And I think that just means he wasn't a controlling dickhead back then. And he was probably had his stuff more together then. But they never change. You know that. You know that if someone is jealous in that relationship, it's hard, especially when they're younger, I think, for them to get over it. Oh, hey, Gypsy Flo. Good to see you, honey. All right. Daniel continues here. He did say it was found on Lansdowne Road near the location of a child-size boot print. Now, we have always heard of one or what's not working? You okay, Sarah? Please smooch the thumbs up. Yes, thank you. Hey, little red, good to see you. He has always said boot print or a couple boot prints. No, we've never heard of 3 boot prints. Right? Now, I can't remember if the document says 3 boot prints or whatever, but he just says boot print here. Okay. Oh crap, I forgot to do this. Here we go. 1 second. Now this, okay, where the child-sized boot print that was discovered around the same time by searchers in the area of a pipeline trail just over a kilometer from the children's home. RCMP refused to answer about the blanket. However, the force did confirm the boot print was believed to be child-sized. They never talked about the blanket. RCMP, the news asked them, so many of us asked them, and they would never talk about the blanket. Never talk about the blanket, which was interesting. I also remember M saying she hopes they are warm, always made me feel outside. Yeah. What'd Sarah do? Ever drunk Bailey's from a shoe? Don't they do that in Scotland? I think they do that in Scotland, don't they? Um, okay. This is where Daniel's talking about that they feel like they were abducted and all that. Mr. Martell says he has nothing to do with the children's disappearance and, quote, has nothing to hide. He says, I quote, I'm keeping the story alive and keeping everyone's hope ups on my own. It must be real hard being a Daniel, right? He's keeping everyone's hopes up. You know, he's the guy that holds the world on one hand with one hand. He's that guy. Daniel has to keep the entire forces hopes up. It's such a dummy. Ugh. I can't with this. I can't with him, y'all. He's so annoying. Crazy. Okay. We're going to get to it. I'm keeping the story alive. It's an interesting word, by the way. And keeping everyone's hopes up, not just my own, end quote. Mr. Martell told the Globe in May he also said Miss Brooks Murray had no involvement in the disappearance either. Quote, I know Malaya has nothing to do with it. Daniel, you know? He knows that. I can show you a bunch of text where Mr. Mathtel absolutely throws her under the bus. The sort of person where everything revolves around it, of course. Yeah. Child welfare authorities investigate when a report of suspected abuse or neglect is received by the agency. In Nova Scotia, every person has the legal obligation to report concerns or suspected abuse or neglect of a child. This is where they're talking about all of that. Okay. Also, this was May 3rd, this one right here. People like to say, oh, it wasn't raining. It wasn't raining. Rain complicates the search efforts as search and rescue teams work through dense forest and boggy conditions. Drones equipped with infrared technology are used at night to look for any traces of the children. Don't you remember Donkey Dan? I love that, Wendy. I love that. Don't you think? I was watching another YouTuber yesterday. I kind of spoke on it here yesterday. If Jack and Lily were on those trails, oh yeah, in the press conference it was raining. It was just sloppy wet. I just can't believe people thinks that they were just on the trails just walking while everyone, hey Joe, good to see you. No. Not yet. Not yet. Oh, Callie, do you get under Daniel's? Do you get under Daniel's skin? Callie, we need to talk, girl. Really? I did not know. Is he the one that told you to F off? Callie, is he the one that told you to F off? Yes. Oh, Callie, you need to email me, honey. Anybody that triggers Daniel, I'm a fan. Okay, I'm a fan. All right. Let me see here. Daniel says Lilly came in the room the morning, or Lilly came into the room, this is quoted, multiple times. Multiple. I seen her that morning, and Jack was out playing in the kitchen. I'm guessing, and they slid open the back sliding door. Malaya says something like, they catch themselves. You can tell that their story is made up because when Daniel says they slid open the sliding door, I'm guessing, Malaya says something, she says, we didn't know, she's like, and they went outside or something, and she's like, we didn't know they were outside. We were told they were outside or something. She really fixes what she is saying there. I think they are so happy to let dogs search the house because they knew they were far. Well, Daniel's very confident they're not in those woods. Um, Daniel says, I'm guessing, and they slid open the back sliding door. It's almost like silent to hear it sliding. They slid it open. Their boots was right beside the door, and they proceeded to, comma, I'm guessing, playing outside. That's a quote. Their boots was right beside the door, and they proceeded to, I'm guessing, play outside. They must have gotten through the back fence, and then they were gone. So Daniel's saying here, it's not Deborah, you're right. Daniel's saying here that they must have got through the back fence. Now, Janie doesn't even seem to consider that an option, right? She's like, if they would have walked up here, I would have known it. I would have known it. Got you, Panda. Thank you, honey. Janie dances to Janie's Got the Rake. I need to make Janie a song. Janie's Rake. Janie's got a rake. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, this is what he says. Listen to this. This is quoted, by the way, Daniel. They must have gotten through the back fence, and then they were gone. As soon as I seen they were gone, immediately jumped in the car and did all the dirt roads, all the culverts, checked over the rivers and streams. As soon as I got home, 10 minutes later, I headed out on foot. Oh shit, you can't see it because I don't got this thing pulled up. Sorry. There you go. That tells me, listen, oh, he's so full of shit. That tells me, in my opinion, those kids were out of there. Out of there long before. long before. Hours before. At least 2.5 hours before. At least, in my opinion. I think so, Dreamcatcher. Was it the white frizzly one? Was it that one? People send me chickens all the time. Meaner than a junkyard, Janie. Yeah. I think we got to remember the last actual confirmed sighting of Jack and Lily was Thursday. That's the last time. I thought it was the ATV, and he and others wonder why a lot of us don't trust him. Well, I can show you where he talks about that as well in an article. So amazing. Okay. Daniel said he was asked to go over details and timelines to the minute and draw on maps where he thinks the children could be. You know what they're doing there, right? They are really testing him right there. Because if they don't have if they are not interested in you at all, they're like, draw a map. I mean, if they really don't think you know where they are, they're not going to say, draw a map of where you think they could be. Well, why do you fucking think I'm here? Because I don't know where they're at. He was January. I don't know if he still is. Haven't talked to her in a while. Yep. I hope, Shannon, he will send them in a different direction too. Yes. You're going to check the opposite direction. Bingo. Daniel says, quote, they're easy on me because they know I'm telling the truth about everything, end quote. Daniel. No. Mm-mm. No. He likes to put that out there because it makes him feel better. All right. Let me show you this here. I forgot about this. Mr. Martell said he handed over some of the children's stuffed animals to the RCMP at the request of Miss Brooks Murray. Did he end up giving stuffed animals? Did he end up giving them stuffed animals? Does anyone remember that? Yep. Megan, yep. I agree, Shannon. The brother is shielded, protected. Well, no, but it was a good idea. If you watch the clip on the CBC yesterday about Sonny and when they interviewed the cop, he basically said, yes, we are watching. Then it flashed to Daniel, name on a creator channel. Yeah, we're watching. Well, it says here, Daniel is saying this to the news. RCMP, at the request of Mrs. Brooks, Lily's white unicorn, and Jack's blue dinosaurs. Mr. Martell said he handed over some of the children's stuffed animals to the RCMP at the request of Miss Brooks Murray, Lily's white unicorn, and Jack's blue dinosaur. He said he also gave the police the baby's white giraffe and the mom's pink bear. Mr. Martell told the Globe the police advised him they were bringing in cadaver dogs and the RCMP divers to search nearby Lansdowne Lake. That was in May when he said this, I'm pretty sure. Daniel's saying that they were bringing in cadaver dogs then. Mr. Martell says, quote, basically at this point, they just want to look at any tech that could help match up any phones that came into the yard, end quote. That came into the yard. Well, listen, Daniel, you know that there is nobody that came with a phone in your yard that was not supposed to be there. Number one, right? You know that. Janie's dog would have been barking, or one of those dogs would have been barking. Janie would have been barking herself. She hears everything. Come on. They wanted to see if phones came in and out of that yard. She would have been barking. She's always barking. He said that afternoon. This is when they drove him. The friend drove him to Child Protective Service. Now, I want to talk about that friend in a minute. In just 1 second. Daniel says they searched every rock, every root, everything. Martell said, quote, I've been giving them every detail, everything from my bank account statements to the information that came off my Google Maps. Yes, they need to search your phone. They need to search if you got your Google Maps on and everything else, Daniel. However, if you don't take them, and if you are a broke math lover, it doesn't matter. I know a lot of people put a lot of emphasis on that, and I don't get it. I really don't get it on that one. They came home after 3 o'clock that day. Do y'all remember these text messages? I think so too, Callie. 1,000%. Because he said he used a flashlight to look in that 10 minutes that he was out going through streams up to his waist, driving all the roads, culverts, creeks, rivers, streams, all of that. Okay. Here we go. Of course, burner phones are still traceable, but they've got to find where you buy it, all of that. If you have an old pay-as-you-go in your drawer, it doesn't go in anyone's name, number one, and you put a $10 minutes on it, all right. So this is Malaya's brother's ex, and she knows, obviously, Malaya and Daniel. Saw your post about the missing kids. I met them several times, dated their uncle. They were not cared for, and stepfather is a ruggy. My heart broke for them when I met them, and it breaks for them now. And she said, it's redacted. Oh, what kind of rug were you talking about? They said Coke. Now, if they like Coca-Cola, I'm a Diet Pepsi guy myself, but if they like Coca-Cola, Coca-Cola is why you don't have any money, right? That is the most expensive out of all the rugs. And it said redacted, dated their uncle. Which uncle? Mom's brother, meaning Malaya's brother. She said the parents lived with grandma, stole from her and took advantage of her. Well, who else did we hear that from? And this message right here is way before Tint ever did that video. Way before. Way before. $100 a G is an average. Oh my God. Coca-Cola rack. No. Math is not that expensive at all. Math is very, very cheap. That's why people don't even make it anymore. It's cheaper to buy it. Parents lived with grandma, and they did for a long time. Stole from her and took advantage of her. Okay. Did you guys ever try to involve the cops? Okay, let me see here. What made her finally leave him? She's talking about when Malaya dated someone else, I guess. Or she dated someone else. Okay. This was Malaya's. Okay, I get it now. She's asking, why did you leave Malaya's brother? And she says, in the end, Hayden was charged with assault, and restraining order was put in place. Redacted is doing so much better now. The whole family is a mess. He was hitting her, threatening her, keeping her locked up. Why do we continually hear? Yeah, it's not much at all. Why do we always hear about, if it's not, Malaya's brother, they'll talk about Malaya or Daniel locking someone up. They're always talking about locking people up in rooms. Okay. I'm glad she's doing better now. That is Malaya's brother. Okay. She said, they asked, was the children physically abused? She said, I don't know, but she says stepdad, Mr. Math Tell, she claims, was giving redacted Coca-Cola. WTF, where were they getting money for rugs? Their house is a fucking dump. Redacted is open about this time with me now. It was an awful period, though. In Valley, they stole from the grandmother. his family or her family, which grandma? In New Glasgow, it looks like they shared a property with his mom. I think she's getting this confused with the grandma. Malaya's, oh, no, she says it. Sorry, us. Malaya's grandmother. Bingo. Bingo. God only knows how much I can't imagine how much they might have taken. Yeah, Denise, I think she's probably, you know what? I would be shocked if Malaya hasn't said something to her mom by now. Like there hasn't been a vulnerable moment for Malaya where her guard was down and she just couldn't take it anymore. Bets, you're up at this hour? Hi, good to see you. And I wouldn't be surprised. Jerry, who are you talking about? You're talking about Joe? Joe, what are you talking about? Joe's just trying to get attention, y'all. Just spray him, members, just spray him with the spray bottle. Joe has his own spray bottle for the members here. In meadow mode. Fighting for custody. Justin, remember they just got paid, so they would have had a fair amount. Yep. And do. Yep. Yep. Absolutely. One second here. Daniel says, this is so funny, and he's quoted. Quote, my story has been consistent. When you tell the truth, it's always consistent. End quote. Oh my God. Daniel, you have been the most consistently inconsistent Mother Fletcher I have ever seen in my born days, nights, weekends, Mother Chicken. I have never seen anyone so inconsistent in my entire life. Okay. And he says it right there as well. Daniel says he asked the police to walk him through step-by-step details of exactly what happened on May 2nd, the day the children were reported missing, and the previous few days. I find that interesting. The previous few days. They asked him to draw maps and locations where the children could possibly be, he added. Okay. Told the Globe interview 4 hours in Pictou County detached. All right, I want to play something now. And our girl, she's probably in bed, but one second. My alarm's going. Okay, so sorry about that. Okay. All right. Credit goes to our friends. This is about the day. This is the audio. The true crime story pod with Bree and Charmaine.
And there's
Second, let me find
a
it.
lot of other places like to do this.
One second. Play it here.
people back hard at work. This is absolutely heartbreaking, man.
Wait. It fills me with a lot of hope to see the drones in the sky and seeing people back hard at work. This is absolutely heartbreaking. Okay, one second. Here we go.
I put it all at the end.
That's good.
10:54 a.m. on May 2nd, 2025.
Bear with me.
Jeff was just wondering
10:44.
there about that. Go for.
Discrepancy with, wait, they've been missing since
Oh, is she going to move it? Why does she keep doing that? Give me one
What
second.
happened?
Here we go.
No.
Thanks. We're going to switch over
Let's get back to plunder.
All right, here we go. Sorry.
to the chopper now, and then we're going to relocate over to that new search location. Okay, very good. Thank you. I'll leave you to it. Give me a call if you need anything. Hangar clear. Yep, thanks. We're going to switch over to aviation once, so we'll give you a chat over there. Roger. Thank you. Hangar clear.
Totally wrong vehicle.
Community hall, anything near the area that some trucks can park at and work their way out? Sorry, it's very rural. I don't think there's any community halls nearby. We're not super familiar with the area. We don't come out here a whole lot, but we'll have a look. Copy. Looks like we're going to use 1490 Community Center there. 1490 Garlock Road. We're going to let GSAR know Pictou County and Colchester is going to be being called in. Copy that, Foster. And Jeff was just wondering there about air services engagement. I think you heard that. Air services being redeployed from Eden Lake from the other search from last night. So they're in the county, so they shouldn't be too awful long, I don't believe. They should be attending, I believe, with a Casera spotter in the chopper.
So they were already in the area. And they got there very quickly. There was actually already another search going on. In the U.S., we talk funny here. No. I don't think really Canadians sound any different than most northern, like Wisconsin people and stuff like that. I think you say about. Some people say about. There's a few words. But it just depends how thick your accent is. But I think you get that from like the British.
Copy that.
The kayaker.
Charlie, one go ahead.
Just wondering where they're set up with the
Everyone has an
command today.
accent.
Is that the scene on McLaren Road?
Okay, listen to this.
Copy that. Center is
About. Oh, look, Daniel's up to his waist in water.
Eden Church Loop.
Yeah, see, that's where ours is. I'm just wondering where the ground search one is.
I'm trying to find it. The
Over
part.
there for the children.
601. You copy that? 21. Seeing kayaker.
Agreed. 10-4. It would be Garden of Eden Church Loop is where the command center is.
Yeah, it's just there. There's no one there. All right. McLaren Road.
10-4.
1 second. I might need to fast forward it. I don't think I'm there yet.
Radio.
This is Casera 2.
Portable one probably has very limited radio.
So even the portable radios don't have much signal. But Malaya stands in a corner, turns off her Wi-Fi, and says she gets a signal. And Daniel still doesn't take his phone. Junkyard Janie doesn't take her phone. They say that they don't take their phone, and we're expecting them to show service that they took it when they're saying they never took it. They never took the damn phones. Who's in bed? Me, not me, butterflies. Fine, I'm going to bed. I'm jumping in bed. And we measure distance. Well, Americans are different in most of the world with kilometers. We go by miles. Most world goes by, kilometers, meters, centimeters. Not us. I think it's right here.
10-4, RCC, this is Patrol 2 on Mutual 5. 202, go ahead.
Of that, it'll be your first driveway on the right after going by the
The 02 is leaving that Eden loop to hit over where the ground search manned vehicle is over. There is loading up the vehicles there for the boat team on McFarland.
2 seconds.
This chain search, just a different location. This chain search, just a different location.
That should be Station 6.
Copy, thank you.
Go ahead, Station 6. Yep. So, we're just going to DNR, pilot, need rescue.
Stand down, rescue 21.
I mean, okay. It's 10:54 in the morning. They've already got drones in the air. They've got helicopters in the air. They got all kinds of searchers there. And you're telling me they didn't find them? You're smoking applesauce if you think that they were there, walking in the woods anywhere. Not a chance. Not a fucking chance. Not a chance. Now, I want to show you this. Applesauce, Anna. Yes. Families brought us to the location. They are not far away. I was trying to find that, but I couldn't find it. There's a piece of a blanket which the mother says she believed belongs to her daughter, just off the road here. An official said over the radio. Martel later confirms it's a piece of a blanket. Then he always says, there's more to this than I can elaborate on any of that. He did say it was found on Lansdowne Road near the location of a child-sized boot print. Okay? 1 second. This is where Daniel says, also, I cannot believe that, I hope, but I don't think that they did. Daniel says in the document that he goes and gets his friends. Yeah, they talk different in all provinces, but it's not too different, I don't think. He goes and gets his friends. Who are these friends? Who are these friends? Where did they live? Were they watching him during this time? The first 2 days I ran through the woods screaming and yelling, Lilly and Jack, until my throat hurt, he said. But this search is so far out, I don't know where I could start. Martel said he searched the area has expanded to 4 kilometers wide. He has lived in the community for 2 decades and says the terrain has a lot of streams, rivers, and elevation change. There we go with the streams, rivers, and elevation change. Nova Scotia has a, like, I think Kent has like a thick accent. I mean, you can tell that they're Nova Scotian, right? You could tell they were Canadian. We need to start calling them the Pipeline Boys. Cali. Yes. Hey, Daniel. I heard you could lay pipe with the Pipeline Boys. Elevation change. I bet there was a change in his elevation, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Hey, Shari. Quote, these are all quotes by Daniel. With the amount of money they all spend and all the capabilities they have, with helicopters to drones and people on the ground, they still have nothing, end quote, Martel said. According to him, listen to this. This one's very important. This one's very important. Day 1. According to him, the lead commander on the case tried to show him a water bottle, a blanket, and 2 sweaters on May 5th. Sorry, May 5th. I apologize. I thought this was day 1. I know the blanket and... No. He knew about that before then. Maybe this was done May 5th. Maybe this was written May 5th. According to him, the lead commander on the case tried to show him a water bottle, a blanket, and 2 sweaters on May 5th. But they were not Lilly and Jack's, Martel said. Kent was in the Pictou area accent. They do not sound like it endures more. But he knew. But that's the thing. He knew on day 1. Yes. That's what I'm saying. Sarah gets, yes. He said he was missing. He said Malaya took 2 sweaters of his. Daniel's not going to be kissing 2 sweaters. He's going to be kissing his ass if he don't. What did Wolf say? Good night, brethren. Good night, Linda. Missing, not kissing. I don't want to picture Daniel kissing anything. Puke. The children's stepfather said he wants the public to keep an eye out on any discarded items in the area, including a pull-up diaper that Jack is likely to have taken off by now. Lilly could have dropped the backpack she was carrying as well, and Jack's boots might have slipped off. Daniel says they can't go on forever. Everyone's exhausted at this point. it's just so hard on everybody. That's not the way a parent talks. You go on forever. Daniel says, quote, they brought in so many searchers, so many dogs, so many drones, so many planes and helicopters. I don't know if they are out there, Martel said. Yes, he said Jack's boots might have slipped off. Wait a chicken minute. What's that, Sherry? Tell me, Sherry, tell me. We have to have a laugh sometimes. We do. I don't see how any money for anything except you. Yeah. Justin Bear Prince. Right. But I think the barefoot prints, I have not, I can't remember what the document says. They measured it and all that. But those bear prints, if those were the kids, then those boots have to be by the house. No, not B-E-A-R, B-A-R-E. She didn't. Daniel said if what did he say? If Malaya took 2 of my sweaters and if either one of them are found with Jack or Lilly, he's been set up. Okay. Let me see here. The children's mother have been with family elsewhere in Les. Okay, got that one. Listen to what Mr. Martel says here. The lost pair aren't the outdoorsy types wanting to come back home as soon as their boots or clothes got wet or dirty. So this is highly unusual, Martel said. Typically, they play in the fenced-in backyard of the family's home. There are boot prints about 10 feet from the home, then nothing. But Daniel knows that there is a blanket up there that is Lily's that he threw away, allegedly. What's Sarah saying? I think they filled it. I mean, it's hard to keep someone underwater, though. It's very hard. I do think it's very possible. I mean, this is the thing about Nova Scotia, right? There's a lot of ocean around it, and there's not a lot of people in Nova Scotia. So even if they were in the ocean, they probably would not be found. There's how many people's total in Nova Scotia? What's the population of the entire Nova Scotia? I think Summer is in a black tote. Oh, yeah, they said they're not allowed out by there. Yeah. Just 1 million? That's it? Population of Nova Scotia. Holy shit. That's not many at all. That's not a lot of people. I just looked. Halifax is the largest city in metro area, which I knew that, around 480K to 500,000. There is 1,050,000. 1,500. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Deborah, me too. Mm-hmm. Yep. So Daniel says there's boot prints 10 feet from the home and then nothing. Martel believes the children could have been abducted, but the police say there's no evidence to suggest that they were taken. Listen to this. When asked by the Canadian press why he thinks the pair may have been abducted, Martel says, quote, I have no idea why anyone would want to take them, but they're easy to take. I don't know why, but they're easy to take. Okay, think about this. There is hardly anybody in Pictou County. There's not a lot of people in Pictou County. Okay? Not a lot of people in Nova Scotia, period. But think it about like this. Those kids would have had to have gotten out of the house. Malaya would have not heard them. Daniel would have had to not hear them. Janie would not had to hear them. The dog would not have had to heard them. And let's say they walk to the road. Let's say they walk to the road. Okay. There is nobody on that road. That road is dead. There's only I think 100 or 200 max people that lives in that area. Okay. That's it. Nobody else goes missing. But number two, first of all, you would have to wait for a vehicle to pass by, right? You're going to have to wait for a vehicle. But then you're going to have to wait for a vehicle, because most people who would see two children on the road, vast, overwhelming 99.9% of people who would pass that road. Again, it takes a long ass time for a car to go past and then another car to go past that road. But 99% of people, over 99% of people, if they see children in distress, they're going to call police and they're going to stop and get the children help. 100%. So you're going to have to find that 0.01 person on this dead road, this low population road where no abductions take place in Canada, hardly anyways, but let alone Nova Scotia, let alone Pictou County. The probability of a stranger abduction in the United States is very, 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 very low. In Canada, it's extraordinarily even lower. In Nova Scotia, Pictou County, Gairloch Road, no, not at all. Yeah, Siggy, I'm not a big fan of the behavioral. I'm just not a big fan of them. They sold out to their sponsors, in my opinion, a long ass time ago. I go Deception Detective, Pat Brown, Dr. Mohawk will fill me in with the rest of them I listen to. They're all in. Yeah. You know what would be interesting? I'm sure that they. Yeah, Dr. Grande is funny. I like Dr. Grande. Okay. I would like to see how many people are on Gairloch Road per day. There's had to be, what's the thing where they put there, like I can't think of the name right now, where they test how many people travel up and down the road per day. Oh, Joyous, thank you, honey. You're still here. Appreciate you, baby. Thank you, Miss Joyous. I adore you. Thank you so very much. In my opinion, Janie did not hear the kids that morning. I believe she is protecting her son. 1,000%. 1,000%. I agree. I think she knows something at the very minimum is fishy, right? Like very fishy about this. I wonder if Daniel or Malaya or whoever went through the front door, not out the back door, when they perhaps were leaving that night or that morning. You get me? Fuck no. They say everyone is kumbaya anymore. Everyone. They said they didn't think Candace or Dawn was being deceptive. No, just not the two people that lived with two of Arkansas's most notorious child RSOs, and the one who broke in a woman's house to steal their panties, and then while his daughter was missing, got paid, went to the next town over, burn all of his money up in a weekend, and came back home with a pair of red panties. Yeah, not anyone, not him. No, I wouldn't do anything like that. Yep, I think they went out the front door. No, it's all about when you actually give opinions that's a little controversial. You're not going to get any sponsors like that when you're that big. Mm-hmm. Front door, Janie would not see them leaving. Bingo. That's exactly what I said. Yes. Front door. That's exactly why I think she might not even, I think she might have knew that they went out a time or two or whatever, but I don't think she thinks it's for that. You know what I mean? Okay. 1 second. As soon as I noticed that I didn't hear anything, I immediately jumped out of bed. First of all, he starts it out wrong here. As soon as I noticed that I didn't hear anything, Malaya said, she woke you up. Okay. So you should have said, when Malaya woke me up, he said in an interview outside the home, quote, I searched the bedrooms and looked in the backyard They go looking for bugs and grass to feed the chickens, ... And when I noticed they weren't there, I jumped in my vehicle and surveyed every dirt road and culvert I could find, end quote. Martel, 33, said the pair probably slipped out the back door. Quote, they went to the back sliding door and it's virtually silent when they tried to open it, and adding that both children were home from school because Lily had a cough. We only found 2 boot tracks outside the house about 10 feet away from the backyard. Okay. They'll talk to anyone. They're just looking to have as much fun as they can. That's a weird thing to say. Jack just absolutely loves bugs, dinosaurs, and anything like that. But Lily loves girly things. But she also loved everything with Jack. They're like best friends, not just brother and sister. Daniel says, I'm feeling terrible. Quote, I'm feeling terrible, just like the last few days, end quote. He said, quote, it's just me on my own with my family out here. I don't know why she's left, end quote. Daniel also says, quote, they would have found them in the woods by now, end quote. So, quote, so I'm urging the public to come forward if they have anything to say or to offer, ... I don't think they'd make it far. As soon as they get their clothes or boots wet, they immediately want to take them off and go back inside the house. That's all you need to know in this entire fucking case. That's all you need to know right there. He is telling you right there that 100% that they would have found him in the woods by now. He's urging people to come forward if they have anything to say or offer. This is important. I don't think they'd make it far. Daniel is saying he does not think Jack or Lily would make it far. Everyone that knows Jack and Lily says they wouldn't have made it far. They're not those kids. As soon as they get uncomfortable, they come back. They would have been uncomfortable before they got out of the yard. When he said, well, you know, I have been to prison and it's, oh yeah, I remember that, Don saying that. But then he says, as soon as their clothes or boots get wet, they immediately want to take them off and go back inside the house. He's just telling us there that there's no way that they would do that. That's crazy to me. It just absolutely crazy to me. Look at this one right here, guys. This one's a crazy one. Look at this. Check this out. Martell, you guys are gonna. Martell has said he was in the bedroom with his partner and their baby when he last saw Jack and Lilly on the morning of May 2nd. He recalled that Lilly was wearing a pink top when she poked her head in the door of their bedroom prior to departing. Minutes later, he heard the sliding door that leads onto the backyard open and close. Martell had estimated within, quote, a few minutes, end quote, he set out to find the children, driving his vehicle on back roads and looking in culverts for them without success. Insanity. Insanity. When do y'all think Daniel's going to do the interview? Okay, absolutely. In the previous. Well, we'll review it that night. So, the man who had the long phone call with CP, who gave him the play-by-play of the dog search. Yes, Joyce. Look. Hold on. Let me show you this. This is with the report by the Canadian Press was published on May 13th. So this interview was done before May 13th by Michael Tutton, the Canadian Press. Look at this. He says he hears them go out. Minutes later, he heard the sliding door that leads onto the backyard open and close. Martell has estimated within, quote, a few minutes, end quote, he set out to find the children, driving his vehicle on back roads and looking culverts for them without success. Oops. What do I do with it? There we go. Yeah, April. I understand. Like, I just can't. I've tried to be very respectful toward anybody else, but I mean, there is just literally an excuse for everything that Daniel says. For everything. Oh, Lisa, I don't know about that. I'm very tired tonight, actually. I wasn't even going to go live, but I promised you guys I was going to go live. How quiet the door was. The door is relatively quiet, but it's heavy. But I don't care. I really don't care if the door is, heavy, really heavy, or air light. The kids didn't walk off. Oh, thank you, Golden. Thank you, baby. I'm not a party tonight, though. Watch this. I mean, this is the thing. The people that believe Daniel, right? The people that believe Daniel, look at this. Check these messages. I believe they're alive, and Malaya knows who drove them off the property. Again, when I tell you, I know we all think Durwood is crazy. And again, I know he wasn't referring to me, April. I know he wasn't referring to me, honey. I knew who he was referring to. I was agreeing with you about making the excuses and stuff. I get you. I understand, honey. I knew who he was talking about. But when we talk about Durwood just repeated a lot of things that Daniel told him. And this text proves it. I believe they're alive, and Malaya knows who drove them off the property. Hello, Faye. Good to see you. Pink Roses. Ashton. Wolf. Right? Durwood is repeating what was told him by Daniel. Bingo. Now listen to this. She will go as long as she can, but will crack after her mental health is put to the test with exams. I'm saying too much. You said crack, Daniel. Oh, Mr. Mattel. Smokes crack and we don't care. Smokes crack and we don't care.
Girl, how I look? Like a damn fool. No, them veneers don't make that look no better. Girl, bye.
She was going to break that day. That's why she made the mistake with Meadow. What does that mean, made the mistake with Meadow? Oh, I haven't had those in ages, Dreamcatcher. That sounds so good. Fried green tomatoes. Sounds so freaking good. I love the lipstick application, Lori. You're funny. Okay, let me find it here. Okay, she will crack soon. Yeah, we know him. He's Malaya's family. My kids, yes. Great with mine. Okay. Let me see here. No, not one person in her family speaks to bring the kids home. No one knew. It started after Meadow was born. Like, he's saying that she was having, like, I guess some sort of, depression after Meadow was born. She also said the kids are in the woods. Stupid me believed it. And I searched and searched. You've never had fried green tomatoes? I've only seen the movie. Oh gosh, they're so good. They're so good. One second. There we go. Okay. So when Daniel says they're not in the woods there, he knows they're not in the woods there, in my opinion. Yep. Yep. Daniel would not call in. He would not call in at all. Listen to this. They can't, then the kids would be moved to a different locations. Yeah, she wanted birth certificates, school pictures, and one stuffed animal for Jack and Lilly. No one good thing. She went on about trauma for the first year over and over. I had to say to her, stop it. Now, Malaya did not have a good childhood. The state has Meadow, Stickler. Malaya did not have a good childhood. Her dad allegedly was very physical with her mom and was in and out of jail allegedly. I'm about to go to bed too, Sarah. I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted. Good night, honey. I had to say for her to stop. Okay. And he says, I can't go on the res, meaning the reservation she belongs to. It's dangerous for me. She doesn't have the mental foresight to understand the complex nature of what she was about to do. 2 missing kids at the same time, 1 in a million. I agree, Daniel. I agree. She fell in love with Meadow, and Jack and Lilly fell to the wayside. I lived it. I took care of Lilly and Jack. I free Fluffy. Amen, Wolf. I've never eaten fried dandelions. Come on, Justin. Give me some junkyard impressions and jokes. I don't got it in me tonight. I don't. Dandelions are supposed to be good for your liver, though. I believe when Meadow was born, actually, it was probably the opposite. I think Daniel probably put him to the kids to the wayside even more. Daniel says, it was a normal day for me, but she had different plans. They don't have on what we think they have on. I'll leave it there. I'm sure the RCMP has this. But what the hell does that mean? I mean, we know what it means. But they don't have on what we think they have on. I'll leave it there. That's some BS. That's some BS. Well, how do you know, Daniel? You're not very intelligent, Daniel, because you was the one that said you saw Lilly last, you dummy. We never cross the road. We have cabins we build up in the woods, and that's where, usually, as far as we take them. He estimated it took up to 20 minutes to notice that the 2 children were gone. The sliding door was closed. Usually, they don't close the door. I usually have to remind them to close the door over and over, he says. Now Daniel is insinuating, in my opinion, the text message I showed you guys yesterday, Daniel is insinuating that someone put a light spring jacket, not a heavy jacket, on Jack. Now, But the problem is, y'all didn't say he was wearing a jacket. You said you didn't know what he was wearing on his top because you didn't see him. Yes, finding solace. We love you, Maritimers. Y'all see the sunrise before we do on the East Coast. You're going to go find you some green tomatoes tomorrow? I'm a little behind. Just said they were out of there long before what? Yeah. How does he know? How do you know, bitch? How do you know? Okay. Quote, Mr. Mathtel, I searched every dirt road and searched every culvert as fast as I could until I got back and seen the RCMP there. You last time you said you waited for them, and they wouldn't let me back in the woods until there was a guy dressed in military gear. He allowed me to jump back into the woods. So I jumped the back fence and continued my search, end quote. He says, the house is just silent. There is no magic in the air. It's just silence. That's really all I can say. Daniel, no magic in the air means no math in the air, right? Mr. Mathtel. Strong. You're so... Oof. I can't with him. I can't with him. Guys, I am going to bed. I don't know about you. Okay, it's just the area. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. I'll have a lot more energy tomorrow. I had a very busy day today. Ran. In my opinion, the way mom reacts to Daniel shows abuse. Night, guys. You're not annoying, KG. You're not. I use a mixture of Italian breadcrumbs and cornmeal. Nice. Yeah, get some sleep because I want some impressions of Young Janie tomorrow. You'll have them. Beautiful red, white, and blue Hawaiian vibe shirt. Thank you, Becky. Thank you. That's very kind of you, Becky. I don't got a lot of energy tonight, but you're very kind. Thank you so much, my dear. I appreciate you. You guys are amazing. Thank you, Golden. I just wanted to come back live for you guys because I promised. It's later than a lot of people would have hoped. I know. Okay, Panda. Would go dandelions and soak them in salt water and batter and fry them. I've seen those people do that. Fried cucumbers? I've never had fried cucumbers. That's interesting. When Malaya corrected Daniel and said they are verbal. I love fried eggplant. All right, guys, we'll talk about food for another hour if I don't quit. Thank you all so much for joining me. God bless you. God bless Jack and Lilly Sullivan wherever they are. And may justice come for those two. They deserve it. Good night. God bless.